Okay, so in this section 1.2, we're going to continue to take a closer look at some important definitions and terminology and refine our understanding of angles yet again. It turns out that we can categorize some things in terms of angles, and the first thing is this concept of a vertical angle. These are basically formed by two lines, and those lines are intersecting. So that's how we create a vertical angle. So take a line, intersect it with another line. What I now have are vertical angles. Notice that there are four angles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what the vertical angles are the ones that are, I guess, opposite of each other. So this angle here and this angle here, right? That would be one set, right? That's a vertical angle relationship right there. So there's one set of vertical angles, and then we have that angle there and that angle there, and so that would be another set of vertical angles. So anytime that we intersect two lines, right? So there's a picture there, you know, maybe my lines look like this, right? There's a set of vertical angles, and there's a set of vertical angles, right? And so the idea is that vertical angles are actually equal to each other. All right, so there's basically our first understanding about some angle relationships. Take two lines, intersect them, and you create basically two sets of vertical angles. And those two sets of vertical angles, right, this angle is equal to this angle, and this angle is equal to this angle. So maybe we call this theta, makes that theta. Maybe we call that beta, which makes that beta. And then same thing over here. Maybe we call this alpha, which makes that alpha, right? And maybe we again call that zeta and that zeta. All right, so we have the same angles. All right, looking for my Greek alphabet. All right, so there's your introduction to vertical angles. A tougher situation is when we have a transversal. All right, what happens in the transversal situation is that we have a line that's basically intersecting two parallel lines. So we actually have three lines happening. So let me draw my parallel lines first, right? So there's my parallel lines, and then the line intersecting them. Let me go and change colors. That line that I have in red, that's the actual transversal right there. So two parallel lines. A transversal is a line that intersects two parallel lines. Now what that creates, if you'll take a look at what we did up here, because we're intersecting them, right? I have a set of vertical angles up there because I've effectively intersected two lines, but then I also have another set, all right, down here, right, where I have another set of vertical lines. So we basically have two sets, right, of vertical angles by taking a transversal, a line, and intersecting two parallel lines. Kind of going in order, right? How about we call this angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's basically our transversal setup with regard to all that. And giving you some information about what we have, all right, so up here and down here, right, what we call these angles, angle 1, 2, 7, and 8, those angles are what are called exterior angles. All right, and the reason we're calling them exterior is because they're kind of outside, all right, above and below the parallel lines. So every transversal would create four exterior angles, if you would. In this case, 1, 2, 7, and 8. Of course, if we're going to call these guys exterior, then the angles that are inside, right, are called interior. So inside of here, right, these are interior angles. And so what we have there is 3, 4, 5, and 6. So by creating our transversals, what we have essentially are we've created an exterior area which has four angles involved in it, and we've created an interior area which have some angles involved in it. And because of what we have, as I noted earlier, we have vertical angles, right? We have a lot of equalities hanging out. Right, and so we're going to spend some time talking about some of the equalities. For sure, these equalities all happen because of the vertical angle idea. So angle 1 is equal to angle 4, right? Again, because there's my vertical angles, these two angles are equal. That also means that angle 2 is equal to angle 3, all right, and so forth and so on. Oops, I realize I'm off the page there. I'm sorry. All right, so because of the vertical angle situation here, angle 1 is equal to angle 4, angle 2 is equal to angle 3, right? And then for the other one, right, let me kind of draw a line there. For this other set of vertical angles, it looks like, again, 5 is equivalent to 8, right, and 6 is equivalent to 7, right? And again, that's because of the vertical angle situation that's being created, right, with the situation that we have. Okay, and then of course, because of those equalities, we have others, right? Because if 1 is going to be equal to 4, then 5 and 8, right? So these guys actually are very similar in action because of the parallelness, right? The vertical angle 1 to 4 is a similar situation as the vertical angle 5 to 8, and so that actually means that all of these 1 equals 4, right? And 5 equals 8. Oops, I think I'm just repeating myself. I'm sorry. So this situation and this situation are similar because of the parallelness. And then of course 2 is equal to 3 is similar to 6 is equal to 7. Alrighty, so we have a lot of equalities. We'll take a look at, we're already about 6 minutes into this, so I'm going to pause and go to another screen, another video, where we actually talk more about them. But that kind of gets you started. Again, a transversal is a line, the line that intersects two parallel lines. And when I create that, I create 8 different angles. 4 of them are exterior because they occur on the outside. 3 of them are interior because they occur on the inside. And then because of the vertical angle concept we talk about, we have a lot of common situations, right? We have at least 4. We have 4 different equalities. 1 is equal to 4, 5 is equal to 8, 2 is equal to 3, and 6 is equal to 7. Of course, there's much more to this due to geometry. So I'll actually start that in another video, right? But that should get you started. Talk to you in another video.